Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We are in the middle of this fight. We had 3 Watchers that we were fighting and managed to take on all of them. But there's also this Steel Watch Titan. Level 12 has this defensive bulwark that it's running right now that gives it this unyielding which is it prevents it from taking damage unless we do at least 15 damage. Repair Matrix, it's healing at every turn. And gives it this missile attack that's actually not bad because it shows where it's going to attack the following turn and we can just move out of the way. So the goal is to take it down while it's got all of those defenses. Unfortunately, the wet that we got just means it's taking additional damage from cold. It should be taking additional damage from lightning, but it's not. For whatever reason. No vulnerability to lightning. And the only one who had cold spells was Varric, but he's out of spells. Out of high-level spells, anyway. What can you do that can even beat 15 damage? Technically, this attack does 16 if we get max damage on both dice. Flame Strike. Although right now, while it's wet, it's... Well, even when it's not wet, it's resistant to fire. Could summon the Guardian of Faith? I don't remember how much damage it does, but it seems significant usually. I wonder if I could banish it. It's a charisma save. We've never used banishment. You're not going to make the charisma save. Could I banish it and then have someone use the neural switchboard while it's gone, because then we wouldn't be in combat? Invalid target. Ah, of course. Of course. Also, since we learned that they have undead, like zombies inside them piloting them, you would think that we could do something with turn undead or radiant damage or something that should be more effective. But it's not. I'm inclined to go with something like Flame Strike, just to get big damage. Because at least the radiant will still get through. Can't think of anything else that would be terribly effective. Yeah. Flame Strike. Only a 64. Is it dex save? Yeah. And his dex is terrible. He's got a +0. But even still with a +0? Why is... Oh, because... legendary defenses, although that's supposed to only affect incapacitation. Whatever. Oh, and it treats each attack as a separate thing. Wow, you rolled 11 on 5d6? That is impressive. That's like on your 5 dice, you rolled, on average, 4 2s and a 3. Amazing. And then the fire being a better roll, but then cutting it in half. I hate that separate damages count as separate attacks for the for things like this unyielding construct. Because it's a single attack that did more than 15 damage. But oh well. That's how the game wants to play.
On the move.
Hungry for the slaughter.
Your sneak attack will still be pretty good. Assuming you don't trip on the ice.
Come on then.
No. You rolled 25, which got cut in half, and therefore below the threshold. And there's no point even trying with his remaining offhand. I was hoping that I could get you out of here, minimizing your walking on the ice. Okay, you're good.
No choice but to keep going.
Oh, what can I do with you? Try Shocking Grasp. I wish you had the vulnerability for... hello? We slipped on the ice. Of course we did. That was the whole point of flying, is that... Why can you not move? I don't know. You have no movement this turn. Huh. Well, might as well take your 3 shots. Not enough movement to actually get within range. Of course not. Of course. And you can't jump. You don't have an effect that's stopping your movement, so I assume dash can at least get you moving.
Taking position.
That puts you closer. And as usual, we'll drink another potion. Might as well. I think this is the last turn of its bulwark, though. Yeah. Not excited to have Varric on the ground in front of you. Because now he can't counter... Well, he couldn't counterspell anyway. We're out of high-level spells. So... Hellfire Curse on Varric. You missed him. That wasn't a miss. Okay. Now the question is... Does it go into Bulwark upon taking a certain amount of damage? I'm assuming it'll go back into it at some point.
Let's do it.
You don't need healing, so I'll have you use both your bonus actions. Good crit. Then you back off.
This will do nicely.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Lizelle, we'll have you step in. Few solid hits. And you can stay next to it.
All that matters.
Not enough movement. You maimed me, didn't you? Not the Hellfire Curse. That still allows me to move. No, it's because I was knocked prone. Huh. Well, you are still taking additional cold damage. So, you know, why not? I rolled a 26, which is only a 13 on the die. Okay. Yeah, let's make it a crit since you're taking additional damage. And then we'll drink a potion ourselves. Did Lizelle use her bonus action? I think so. To drink a potion. She did not.
I am fury. I am death.
Please do so then. Please. Cancel your end turn. Thank you. Now re-end your turn.
Easy these days.
End my turn. Shadowheart, what can you do? His deck save is terrible. That's not bad. Still too good. There are definitely times where I think having a attacker like Karlach in the party would be far more useful than Shadowheart. Many times. Particularly since we heal a lot with potions rather than her spells. Ah, well. And he goes back into Bulwark. Alright, we are able to move. You are no longer taking additional damage from cold. This should do 30 damage. Target is too far. No? I don't know why you need to walk over there. Why you can't just step forward. Please, just shocking grasp here. Thank you. Give me numbers. And there we go. I like to see the 99 to show I'm clicking on the right thing. There you go. Did I create a giant field of electrified water? Cool. That wasn't part of the plan. Let's get out of there.
Let's spill some blood.
I don't really want you running into the electrified field, if I'm perfectly honest.
Swift and lethal.
Are you having any trouble for being in the electrified field? Not that I'm seeing. Good damage. You broke it out of Bulwark Protocol? How? Also, the missiles disappeared from doing that. That is fantastic. I don't know how we got you out of that. I'm guessing just doing too much damage, or maybe it's a concentration thing. Though I don't see a roll that says it broke concentration. Anyway, that's good for us.
The dance macabre.
Do I... Not enough movement. Really? You have crazy movement usually. Why is your movement so terrible? When I could waste a dash just to get you over there. I could do a sneak attack with the bow. They're equivalent damage-wise. Critical hit as well. Very good. We're getting him down. Let's dash anyway. Having you run into lightning just so you can get an offhand attack that he resists, I'm not certain that's the right call. Now that I'm thinking about it, might just skip your offhand attack. Or I can have you do this. Just get a little bit more damage in using your bow that I forget you have that ability.
What should I do?
And Lae'zel, as usual, cancel your end turn, drink another of these potions. There you go. Re-end your turn. Shadowheart, I don't know. Try and hit him with Sacred Flame again. Hey, he actually took the hit this time. And he's immune to psychic, so there's no point in wasting our reactions. Not that we're going to use our reactions for anything else. Really? That was it? Just putting the Hellfire Curse? What did that even do on us? Like, you got it on me. It lasted a turn. Yeah, we lost it already. And she made the saving throw. Disadvantage on strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws. You wasted your whole turn putting that on us. Okay.
You're mine.
Good crit.
On the way.
We're getting there damage-wise.
Let's go.
Lae'zel, I'll just have you take your 3 strikes. Critical miss. It happens 5% of the time. Otherwise, you can't miss, which is crazy. I guess I will just end your turn.
Easy.
Let's send Varric forward with a shocking grasp. Let me see the numbers so I can see. Unable to reach the target. Come on. You can... It briefly flashes, so it's like I know I'm targeting the right thing, but I want to just see it. There we go. To make sure that I am... that the game recognizes what I'm targeting. There we go. Titan is down. Avenge the Iron Hands. We found the heart of the foundry, the Neurocitor. We should examine it. Huh. So, yeah, the Iron Hands were the ones that were wanting us to kill the Gondians. By taking out the Titan, apparently that's sufficient, even though we didn't blow them up. Which is what they actually told us to do, is they hate the Gondians and wanted the Gondians to die. Let's take the Infernal Iron, but what is this? Gaunter Mail. Promised victory on hit, possibly inflicting guiding bolt upon the target. Oh, so it just gives the effect of the guiding bolt spell. Cool. Shines with glow, +3 celestial haste. Gain hasten for 5 turns. Bolt of celestial light. Frighten your target with intimidating arrows. After attacking, ranged weapon attacks made by Gaunter Mail deal an additional 1 to 4 radiant damage. On a miss, does not spend superiority dice. This costs superiority dice to use, apparently. Interesting. The fact it uses superiority dice makes me think... The Guiding Bolt says I should give it to Shadowheart. But superiority dice says give it to Lae'zel. What are you using weapon-wise, Lae'zel?
Done.
You have, right, the Hellfire Engine crossbow. That I don't think anyone else could reasonably use. Right? There's a reason I didn't give it to Astarion, I think. I don't remember why that was. So if we send that to Astarion,
Watch your back.
is there a reason I didn't equip it on you? Because it is better, not proficient with martial weapons or heavy crossbows. That's why. Can Shadowheart use it?
What am I to
My
do?
guess is no. That she's also not a proficient. Yeah. So that has to be used by Lae'zel, if anyone's going to use it.
Its will be done.
The longbow does an additional damage. No, it just narrows the damage band. This is a D8 rather than a D10. Having her have the ability to give herself haste, what kind of an action is that? I didn't actually pay attention when I looked. It takes her full action. Ugh. Lightning arrow's cool and she might use it. But getting guiding bolt on every hit, it's pretty good as well. Probably better. Because she could take her first attack on an enemy from a distance, giving guiding bolt. And then move in with her sword to capitalize on that. Or just keep attacking from a distance. 9 to 16 with that. No, 15 to 30. Probably not even worth it. If she can get to them, 15 to 30 is so good that it's not even worth trying to get the guiding bolt. Better just take the slightly lower attack chance. But I don't mind that. It means no one's using this. I guess, am I going to use Bolt of Celestial Light? Maybe. If not, then I can consider giving that to, like, Shadowheart. And then she could keep using this.
There's no time to waste. Here you go,
That's a
Baldur.
thought. Shadowheart, can you use this
My faith will guide me.
longbow? You're half-elf. Elves, I think, get longbow proficiency. I'm not sure about half-elves. You did not. Astarion is an elf?
Someone there?
So did you get longbow proficiency? Yes. So this does do more damage. And guiding bolt is something that he can set up for someone else. No. No. Because he's got a bunch of armor pieces that give him bonuses if he's concealed. Or if he's obscured. Having him with a weapon that's constantly glowing is just not the right call.
I wonder what the next move is.
No, I think what we had was the right call. Because lightning arrow once per day could be pretty powerful. Damage-wise, they're pretty equivalent. Well, this is a +2. The bow is a +3, which means she's more accurate. Now I'm reevaluating again.
Darling.
Oh, man. I can't make decisions.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Yeah. So this is going to give you a +1 on your attacks. Guiding bolt isn't a bad thing to have access to. Potential haste if you need it. We lose the lightning arrow and the pull effect that I'm probably never going to use. Alright, I'm just going to go with that.
No time to rest.
Back to looting everything else. More infernal iron.
Use.
More infernal iron. That's a ton of it. We've already looted... We haven't looted this Hellfire Watcher. There we go.
Can't slow down.
Let's blow up the last couple of brains, just because we can. And it feels like the right thing to do. And then check out the contraption. Toss down another save just in case. Neural switchboard.
Neurosita awaits your input.
Attempt to decipher the symbols. I am the most intelligent of the party, as scary as that is. Moments like these where I need Gale in the party. DC 15. Hey! Good enough.
The Neurosita is the epicenter of the Steel Watch, controlling and connecting every single watcher in this city. Its technology is far beyond anything you have ever seen. You will need more than magic or steel to destroy it.
Press a button. I guess let's see what happens.
Machine doesn't respond.
Need more than magic or steel to destroy it. I mean, our journal says to inspect it. I feel like we did that. We found the heart of the foundry, the Neurositer. We should examine it. And we got to the neural switchboard. Is there something else that they're calling the Neurositer? I wouldn't think so. That's where the thing's pointing. I mean, that seems like what I would call the Neurositer, and that's the neural switchboard. We can't interact with this. But I don't know what else to do with the neural switchboard. Well, let's look at stuff over here and see what we can find. There might be more information. Brain chart, control center guards. Control center guards. Now the Titan is operational, there's no more reason to maintain Bainite guards in the control center. In fact, it would be needlessly dangerous. The Steel Watchers will handle guard duty and the center henceforth stay out. Like all arrives. Brain chart, or brain chant. A personal journal written in square technical printing. The final entry is slanted, the letter almost carved into the paper. I must find a way to avoid overnight control center monitor duty in the future. I must. There are no problems with the mechanisms. The hybrid Gondian Elithid devices work flawlessly. But at night, when the Watchers are largely disengaged from complex duties, their brains, dear gone, their brains. The brains begin to whisper psionically. Their whispers join and harmonize, and then the brains sing. And it's a song of such unutterable sadness, such deadly melancholy, that if I heard it again, I don't think I could survive the experience. I must find a way to avoid monitor duty if I am assigned again. Maybe if I came down sick or I could cut off a finger, would that be enough? We did hear about a Gondian who lost their finger. Yeah. So that's Brain Chant and Control Center guards. Hopefully I don't need to investigate the brains because they're gone. Miscibility of fluids. I've identified the corrosion issue in the lower limbs of the Watchers assigned to the control center. The GC lubricant supplied by the Hall of Wonders suffers an alchemical reaction if exposed to even small quantities of the pink elithid cerebrospinal fluid that coats the neuron tentacles, generating corrosive properties in the lubricant, causing degradation in the functionality of the lubricated joints. To prevent this, I have added a twice 10-day pink fluid expurgation step to the Watcher maintenance protocol. Chief Artificer Forza. But nothing there gave me clues about what I'm supposed to do to investigate that. Your kind of curiosity. Gortash, a drow recruit, brought this curious object in from the Underdark. I have no idea what it signifies, but it's clearly the kind of clockwork jiggery-pokery you enjoy. So I send it to you with my compliments, Ketherick. Automaton component.
This head belonged to the automaton you encountered in the Underdark. How did it come to be here?
I don't actually remember what automaton we're talking about.
This head belonged to the automaton you encountered in the Underdark. How did it come to be here?
And we know how it came to be here. A drow brought it to Ketherick, who brought it to Gortash. Yeah, that seems to be everything. Can I really not do anything with the switchboard?
Rossiter awaits your input.
Press a button. Again.
The machine doesn't respond.
I feel like breaking the brains broke this quest somehow. I don't know. But something seems to not be working in a way that makes sense to me. Oh, I wonder if we could have blown up those water vats to also give it the wet effect to help out. Probably so. But no, there doesn't seem to be anything left for me to do in here. Maybe we go back and talk to the guy up top, the main artificer, the blind one. See if he'll give me more clues. I just really don't like that my quest is pointing me to go in there. But there doesn't seem to be anything further to do. There are books here I didn't read. House of Wonders. A House of Wonders, Temple to Gond, the Gearsmith and the Wonderbringer. The house is at the same time an elaborate collection of workshops, laboratories, and magical manufactories. I think I've read this. And then the Many Faces of Gond. An excerpt from A History of Gond, the Lord of all Smiths. What is in a name? Many things, in fact, especially when it comes to Gond. While the gods are no stranger to changing their titles, Mistra, make up your mind. Few can compete with the Lord of all Smiths, boasting no less than 6 secret names. Arenlaris, Balatang, Daros, Clanauda, Marangor, and Tataba. Covered in Chapter 85, the gnomes were not content with this. Instead, they chose their own name for Gond. Nebelin.
There it is. Gond's true name. Nebelin.
Is that important? We did hear that there was supposed to be a code that could be input to shut things down. But we weren't given any clues as to what the code could be. But the fact that we have dialogue about finding that seems significant. Maybe I was supposed to find that book? That seems really convoluted if that's how this quest goes. Now, there's not even anything there saying we found the name, it'll shut it down. Go do it. Which is what you would expect if that was the case.
Your Rossiter awaits your input. The machine doesn't respond.
And we even made our intelligence check on this. That's where I'm really confused. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we go back and talk to that artificer at the top. Let him know everyone's dead. Does he have any clues about how to shut down the facility? Oh no, when we talked to him before... Right. I think when we talked to him before, he said he knew how to shut it down, but he wouldn't while his people were in danger. And so we need to go to the underwater facility to rescue them. And only then is he going to be willing to help us. I think that's where we're at now. So, once we save his daughter, I believe it was.
Media, I would do anything to hug you again.
Yeah. I think that's what's going on. That's what I was forgetting. He can shut it down, but only he can. And only after we rescue his daughter.
Have you found them? Our families?
I think they're being held underwater.
That makes sense. The Bay Knights must have a way of getting to and from the prison. I suggest you search the docks.
Yep.
Is coming, Obelia. Just hold on.
So that means we are now officially at that point where we have to try
Right now. There's
breaking in.
so much blood.
Are you willing to talk yet? Nope. Yeah, so we're at the point where we need to go to that underwater facility and ignore Gortash's warning that he'll blow it up if we try. But I think before we do that, we are definitely going to... Come on, I blew up all the brains. How are you guys all still walking around? I think we're going to take a long rest because we are super out of spells. Let's see if anyone looks like they want to talk. Not looking like it. So we'll go straight to nighttime. Actually, we have a quest here. Rescue Orin's victim. Destroy the Steel Watchers. Crumpled note scrawled in blood. Hello?
A letter from Orin.
Gortash's metal mannequins will not dance to your tune, they only dance to his. To set yourself against their steel is to invite domination. So why slice the strings of one when you might make one cut to sever them all? Seek the blackened heart of the foundry and tear it out. Then the lordling will play puppet master no more. Orin. Who did you kill? Because that is a bunch of blood. I mean, all of my companions, I think, are still around. And it's not Yenna or Grub, which is what I would have expected. Yeah. I guess she just brought a bunch of blood here to give me a note. Weird. Again, quick look. Anyone want to talk? Looks like a no. So let's rest. Full rest. No nighttime event, it seems. Okay, well, I think that was an interesting... yeah, dealing with the Titan, figuring out what's going on with the neural interface. But I think this is where I'm going to end the episode. I haven't been keeping track of the length of this episode, but I think it's been the usual length, I hope. So next time we'll come back ready to go in the submarine and see if we can save everyone. If Gortash is bluffing about blowing it up, I doubt it. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but that seems to be the next part of our path, is dealing with the underwater facility. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys then. Bye.